everyone, and welcome to a new edition of Zero Zensura. My name is Xavier Ballerino, aka Mr. Hollywood, and I bid you welcome to a great return, a strike back, so to speak. We've been kind of like messing around because some issues that I don't want to get into right now, but the thing is that we're here, we're back, and we're going to talk about wrestling. Vamos a hablar de lucha in English this time. Así que pues, are you ready for some action? Are you ready for some gossip? Are you ready for some wrestling news? Well, you got them right here on Zero Zensura. And of course, my panel is more than ready to talk about these topics that we have, and they are very important to keep an eye on them. Dorian Robalino, DRC, welcome to the show.
Yo, what's good? What's really popping tonight? Because we're here live that we're gonna do talking. I'm home in Ecuador, in Jersey, in Connecticut. This is the Silver Tour. Now we're talking the topics.
And of course, Ecuadragon once again with us. Hello, how you doing?
What's going on, everybody? This is the Aqua Dragon right here. You know what I'm wearing? Representing Ecuador, representing New York and New Jersey, which is me and Dorian, especially to the West Coast, California, much love to everybody else. Todo el ecuatoriano que está viendo hoy, today, uncensored, and also the three got to represent it every single time, even though I don't look at the part, but guess what? We all come shape and sizes. So let's get ready and talk about it.
Okay, we're more than ready to talk about certain things that have been happening on the wrestling promotions. Of course, we have our Ringsiders who are talking to us right now. Agustin Rosado, greetings, Mr. Hollywood, Dorian, and Ecuadragon. Hello, Agustin. He never misses a show.
Oh, Lord.
Save us, Becky Hogan. No, please don't save us.
No, please that. No.
Not enough. We don't need her.
Me, brother.
And Sabu forever. Of course, we're going to be talking about the situation about Sabu. We're going to talk about it in just a few seconds. But right now, let's start off with something from everybody's favorite place, AEW, and
boy, here we go.
The cleaner.
Oh,
the
man.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this guy over here, Kenny Omega. Now, in order to understand what we're going to talk about, I had to put on a little video for you people to understand, because he recently had an interview in which he said some things about the WWE, which I think you'll find very interesting. So here we go.
I mean, I think we're headed on a path where it's like, a couple of WrestleManias down the road, the main event's going to be Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast. And it's like, what is their wrestling acumen? How many miles have they put into it? It's like, does it matter? It's the process of evolution.
Okay. So, here's the thing about Kenny. How dare you? How dare you, Kenny Omega? How dare you? Why do I say how dare he? Because, this is all about the fact that Logan Paul is having, I'm going to say, the time of his life on WWE. But he has proven he deserves the time of his life right now. And I just want to ask, if my memory serves me right, he talks about Logan Paul against Mr. Beast. Well, Mr. Beast happens to be a close associate of his, of Logan Paul's. But wasn't that too long ago that what are they called? The Costco Boys?
The Costco boy, yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, double chocolate
cookies. Those guys featured
double crunch cookies
on an AEW pay-per-view? I mean, really? Seriously? We're talking about WrestleMania. Who knows who knows what number? And we're gonna feature Logan Paul against Mr. Beast.
Man.
While you have the Costco boys, the Rizzler, that big guy who dressed up like Superman, and the other two kids. I don't know if they're his sons or whatever.
One of them is sons, yep.
Yeah, one of them is sons, yeah, and one of them is
you're making them wrestle on a pay-per-view. Now, before we get into the comments, a lot of people might say, "Oh, but it was the opener. It was the pre-show." That doesn't count because it's the fucking pre-show. Okay, it's the pre-show, but it's still televised. People saw it. It's not like it's a dark match. It's not like, only the crowd who was there saw it and the rest didn't have a clue. No, you televised it on the pre-show. No, but it wasn't on the main pay-per-view. Who cares? You made those guys wrestle. They are TikTokers. They're not wrestlers. They're not even trained to do that.
Yeah.
But unlike Logan Paul, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to mention him because he deserves it, Bad Bunny, those guys at least worked their ass off to try and give us a decent match when had the opportunity. I don't care for Logan Paul outside of the wrestling ring. I don't care for Bad Bunny outside of the wrestling ring. But in the square circle, they have all the respect of the world from and every one of us. They fucking proved us wrong.
Yeah.
Because we thought that they were going to be flashes in the pants, but no, they weren't. But how dare you, Kenny Omega? How dare you say that, years from now we're going to see Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast because everybody is now going for because now everybody's just opening the doors to YouTubers, to TikTokers, which of course is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Hell, even the actor who played what was the principal's name on Saved by the Bell?
That's Dennis.
Dustin Diamond. No, that's the principal.
No, Dennis
something.
Mr. Belding, but Dennis.
The guy who used to play Mr. Belding in Saved by the Bell, he even had a match.
What?
Yes,
yes.
Wait. I didn't know about
Before that, remember, Mr. T. Mr. T was at WrestleMania 2 and he wrestled.
Yeah,
yes.
Mr. T.
Mm-hmm.
But unlike Mr. T, Logan Paul can actually wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
even Zeus, little tiny.
Yeah, Tiny Lester. Even he had a chance to go against Hulk Hogan with the Macho King Randy Savage. I mean, what are we talking about, people? You do not, to me, and now it's time for the panel. You cannot criticize the profession, because I'm not going to say WWE or AW. You cannot criticize. You cannot criticize the profession if you do the same thing as your competition.
Mm-hmm.
If you criticize the fact that the WWE is bringing singers, YouTubers, rappers, comedians, whatever, then you have the the obligation to not be like them. Don't criticize what your Tony Crackhead is doing on a major pay-per-view. Dorian.
All right.
Oh boy.
It's crazy because let's talk about this, okay? So number one, worry about your product. That's number one. Because your product, you have your moments that it's not a good show. It's booking matches out of nowhere, like, okay, don't save some. Talents that you're not giving opportunities and you disappear them all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. Do better on that one stuff. Talk to your boss to know about that stuff. All right. So regardless about Logan Paul, that kid, he got some spike of talent. And one of those doubters, I said, great. They got a YouTuber and you see that he working it. And you know what? The funny thing about it, we talk about, now you mentioned about, I'm going to say, is there Santo Benito did an excellent job against Damian Priest, Punisher Martinez. I was like, oh my God. I laughed, but then at the same time, I was amazed. I had to admit it. It's amazed that he did a great job. And a friend of mine I'm talking to, she's a big, huge Bad Bunny fan, and she never got a chance. I said, yeah, you missed that. I gave it to her. She was like, oh my God, he wrestled. Like, she was so happy. Like, she got so spunked on. I'm like, really? You know? But anyway, the point is, WWE been doing this for years with celebrities. They did years for sponsors, years for doing that. At least the difference is that, okay, the other dude, the Costco, the big guy, he did train to wrestle. That's one thing. And then the stuff. But involving all these things and all, hey, worry about what you're going to do and worry about, okay, help build that. because you're building something. Look at another one. Darby Allin finally Mount Everest that he got the AEW pride. Now talk about that. So congratulations first off on him. So Kenny, and a little message for Osprey. I know it's not on that topic.
Oh yeah.
Worry about your company. Don't worry about the other thing. Don't worry about TNA. Don't worry about New Japan. Worry about AEW because they need a lot of help right there. Try to help your boss to get more viewers, get more of these celebrities or YouTubers. Hell, get some OnlyFans models to get involved to help out for fuck's sake. Because you talking about something that, one of these days this is going to be. Don't worry about WWE. At least WWE is smart enough to know how to get viewers and marketing. They talking about it, What are you guys going to talk about? You got nothing to talk. Just Darby Allin and get Mount Everest. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm done.
And remember, folks, one thing for clear. WWE used to be WWF. The F stand for Federation. When they changed to the WWE, it was World Wrestling Entertainment. Entertainment. The E says it all. Enter-fucking-tainment.
Get the F out of here. Back then.
AEW, what is supposed to stand for? All Elite Wrestling. The W says it. Wrestling. And he even said it. Oh, well, those guys are busy making TV. We're busy making stories. What stories? You got an idiot, an overhyped idiot from New Japan Pro Wrestling who says, I can take the entire WWE roster. Oh, yeah.
I knew that.
Nintendo
What
Wii.
the fuck is that?
Really? And now you got this moron who destroyed their only video game so far, which of course sucks ass. And now he's talking about YouTubers and TikTokers while in his own company, Tony Cracko decided to bring TikTokers and YouTubers to wrestle on a pay-per-view. Jesus Christ, you can't get more moronic than that. Ecuador.
Now, plain and simple, when you're running a wrestling company, just worry about your own product. I don't know why Kenny Omega said that. That felt so more hypocritical than CM Punk. Just like when CM Punk said that I didn't say anything bad about Saudi Arabia. Really though, that guy. Remember that little tweet that he said many years ago with the Miz? Mm-hmm. And now he's gonna go to Saudi Arabia, huh? I don't know. But the fact of the matter is this, man. Like what Kenny said, man, was ridiculous. I don't know why he said that stuff. I mean, I'm not a big fan of all these YouTubers going on, onto the wrestling world and stuff. There's some who can wrestle. There's some who, did okay, But remembering that event with what's the name of that guy? Big Boom. I think Big Boom, Big whatever. The guy from the Costco guy. Oh wait.
Big AJ Boom.
AJ Boom, what do you call
Big it? AJ.
Now AJ Boom, he is a legit wrestler. I heard about a lot of good stories about him. New Jersey. But what bugged me was like having his kid and also that other fat kid who was not their son and stuff. And it's kind of annoying. It's kind of irritating. But you know what's crazy, man? Like, did you realize that? I don't know if you guys watch it, but from the pre-show, when AJ Boom was wrestling in New Jersey, the crowd was really loud. And if you watch it live, it was insane. It's kind of embarrassing too. Because this guy is like a wrestler who's washed up 20 years ago, and he still got it. And he's also a TikToker. It's embarrassing. So why the hell Kenny Omega mentioned this stuff about what's going on in WWE? Like, and you know what? I don't like Logan Paul. I never liked him. But when I first saw this guy wrestle, I was impressed. And I'm not a fan of him. I respect him as an athlete, as a wrestler, but as a person, I don't fucking like him. I still don't fucking like him. Now, for Bad Bunny, what Dorian said, I was like skeptical, doubtful about how he's going to perform, and he impressed me because he was really dedicated to being a wrestling fan. He loved WWE, and he proved it, and he trained really hard. just to get into the ring, then get to the Rumble and did all that stuff. And you know what? If he comes back, I'll be happy to see him wrestle again in WWE. Now, we understand soon, yeah. Now, yes, WWF means World Wrestling Federation, but we knew that before the WWF became what it is right now, they did have celebrities back then. Here's one example, who is not really a celebrity, but an athlete. Muhammad Ali wrestled against who? Gorilla Monsoon back in the late 70s, I guess?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
He was somewhat of a celebrity, so why the fuck people like complain about this? He's been doing that for a long time. Other promotions over there in New Japan Pro Wrestling, I even heard in Stardom, they had a YouTuber who wrestled 2 years ago, and she did a good job. And you know, I saw her wrestle. She did a great job. But since then, I don't know what happened after her since then. But the fact of the matter is this, man. Worry about your own product. Just don't worry about the competition. I mean, remember what happened last month with Nick Khan talking shit about AEW? You guys remember that?
Yep.
That's what it was the wrong time. The wrong time to talk about the competition because it was WrestleMania week. Why the fuck are you going to talk about your competition if you got the biggest event in wrestling and then look what the fuck happened after that? How did it go?
Yeah, we already got into that, so let's not.
Yeah, we remember that. I know that. But you know what, man? Like, just focus on your own product. Don't worry about the competition. Same thing goes with AEW. I'm an AEW fan. Just leave it alone. I mean, you were doing a good job until Ospreay opened his mouth. He should have not say that stuff. Like, he should have kept his mouth shut. He's been talking about WWE for a while. Like, say, oh, he said that production's not that great. They said that, oh, but you know, we're killing the we're killing the matches and stuff. Of course, the matches are great. So focus on that. Let WWE do their own thing because, you know, I saw the review on Raw last night. It's because it's entertainment. And AEW, let them do their thing. So I mean, most important thing, man, for every wrestling promotion, focusing on your own product, your own wrestling, your own wrestlers, everything. Don't worry about them. If you worry about yourself, 100% dedicated, you'll be fine. It depends.
Yeah, that's why we love to hate AEW because it's either Kenny or it's either Will Ospreay, which of course I don't understand the thinking of Will Ospreay now that we're talking about him. What's his deal with the WWE? I mean, he didn't want to go to WWE in the first place. All of a sudden, we got him every now and then talking about WWE. So what's his deal?
The man has to be happy that he's there. I don't know why he's still talking about it. Like, if you chose AEW, congratulations. That's good. But why are you still talking about what's going on the competition? Just do your thing. You're doing banger matches in your own respective company. Will Ospreay is one of the greatest wrestlers in the world right now. I don't know why he's worried about what's going on the other side. Yeah, sure, WWE got a multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix and all that crap. Okay, well, are you worried about that? Hey, Warner Brothers has a multi-million-dollar deal, and AEW is well protected with a lot of money. So why are you still talking about that? Like, he's still talking about like how bad it is over there, how they treat the wrestlers, man. You know what? All other promotions do the same thing too, even in AEW. How come we got Rusev and Aleister Black back in WWE? Huh? Exactly. Like let him. I mean, he needs to worry about what's going on, and his matches are coming up, like probably this Saturday or Sunday on Double or Nothing. So I don't know why he's talking about this stuff. Just
like Sunday.
It's not. It's just Sunday coming up, right?
All right. Yeah, Saturday's main event. Sunday is.
All right. So So I don't know what's up with Ospreay, but just let him. I mean, I want him to like mind his own business, just do his thing, be happy where you are. Hey, you could go to the UK and wrestle and then come back to America, but how the fuck you can still keep talking about shit about WWE?
I don't know. Maybe, and I'm gonna ask this to Dorian. Maybe he craves to go to the WWE. What do you think, D-Man?
I feel like he probably wanted to go, but he just probably the thing is the schedule. That's the thing. Because if you're gonna go to the WWE, you're gonna have to move to Florida to go to the Performance Center, you know, and then be in the headquarters, and then you have to be in meetings and my hometown is Stanford. You know.
Yeah. I mean, like, even if you have to move to Florida, you could do the same thing for AEW because, yeah, I mean, Orlando's also the home of the WWE, but also, you know what else is in Florida in Jacksonville? AEW.
Jacksonville.
You can do
Yep.
that too. I mean,
The
like,
Jaguars.
yeah, exactly. For example, like, check this out. Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know when his contract is going to expire, but people saying that he wants to stay because he wants to surf in Florida. He can go to AEW and still can surf in Florida. I don't know what's the big deal with all these fans complaining, saying that, oh, he wants to stay, he wants to surf. He can still surf. It's in Florida.
He's still serving. I don't know in what position, but he's still serving.
I mean, exactly.
Can I say something real quick? I think he wants to stay in a position that you don't have to do strong style stuff too much. You could do, but not overdo. Because I know AEW will make him going to do a lot of strong style stuff.
Yeah.
And to be really honest, I mean, how old is Nakamura right now?
Right now, I think he might be like his mid 40s, I believe. I think he's in the mid 40s.
I'll look.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I mean, he could still.
That Shinsuke could do the strong style anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that AEW would want him to, but you have to think if Shinsuke would want to, which I'm not very sure that he would want to. Sorry, at this juncture of his career, of his life. You know, that only can take.
There's the thing called freelance. He can still do the same. Like even if he gets let go, he could be freelance and shit. You know, I mean, there's someone.
Besides, I don't see Nakamura going to AEW.
No, me either. No.
I think
45.
45. Oh, forget it. Not happening.
See, mid 40s. I was right.
Forget it. Not happening. Not happening.
Yeah.
He can just go and sit his ass down with Danielson and talk about the good
old
days.
It's better that way. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
And speaking of the good old days, that's going to bring us to our next topic, which, of course, I know Dorian really wants to get his hands on. And this is, you know, a lot of people, and I'm gonna let Dorian loose on this one because because there has been a lot of talk about what really happened to Sabu, and all points out that apparently, although we cannot judge, we're not gonna point fingers at nobody. It appears that I'm just gonna say this: they should have known better. They should have known better. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, D-Man, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna come right now for this one. My dream, become a wrestler. I always wanted to become a wrestler. I remember I was training Raw with everybody in Ecuador, and I thought maybe one day I would like to be a booker and a promoter, you know, because I learned a lot. And I'll give him credit for this one, Ivan, for showing me the ropes, how to promote and booking. And I'll give you credit as well for you, Carlos Valentino. Mr. Hollywood, you're the one, you know, show me around the areas and about how it is about the life in the wrestling business, life in the promotion and all. I'll tell you this. We were so close to own the business, but unfortunately, I don't want to get into that detail because that thing really hurt us because I didn't know that you guys were going to buy the stuff. I was going to end up doing it, but I want to get to another time. So let's talk about this thing. When the promotion, okay, a promoter and a booker, your responsibility is to protect the veterans, the young talent, and the card, everything, concessions and all that, every single stuff that we are responsible to make sure that everything is the safety of our fans, our performers, and more importantly, our staff. Everything to make sure, and the guests, especially our guests, that is a veteran, that should be protected as well. I'm not pointing fingers at these guys. But I am going to be accountability about, however, the accountability to know if a man on is supposedly 61 years old, but Robert Dan said 61 years old, not 60, 61 years. He would probably be 62 in December. So anyway, saying couldn't barely walk, couldn't barely do much. What do you expect? A man that's 61 years old. If it was 30s or 40s, fine. You expect it. But for heaven's sakes, he's 61 years old. He's been doing this thing for 20 plus years. No, 25 plus years. 30 plus years. And plus, second generation wrestler. He's a second generation wrestler. Last week, this week is Daphne, rest in peace, and rest in peace, the Sheik. Sheik, they were doing the dark side of the ring. He tells a story that he wanted to become like his uncle. He wanted to be in the business. He understood the whole knowledge of the business. He learned from him. He had knowledge from the business. So that kind of stuff, a mentality of a wrestler, of a man that with a pride that wants his final match, maybe at least to be cut short, to be low in the ring. So the bottom line is that they wanted to give him what he wanted, and I would have just done as a promoter and as a guy that is my guest, we say, look, I love to have you that. Let's just work things out. You don't have to do too much of it. Maybe just work as a tag team instead of doing one-on-one with the stupid match against his supposedly Janela was his idol and all that stuff. He tried his best to protect whatever he said, but he's another one that is like pleading to bring him here and gave him something to kind of help him out with all that stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff is not going to resolve that. A man that at his age should not be doing that, especially a bump with a barbed wire was no save for him and got concussed. Concussed. That's another thing. And then you come up with everything, ideas that you wanted him to do that. Once everything was settled, he don't know where the hell he is. And that's your guys' accountability for him to stop. Enough. Or cancel it. The fans will understand. But you care about is the greed. This is why I can't stand some promoters. They care about is their greed to bring people out. Like, for example, remember the time with Scott Hall? When he just came from the hospital and the promoter decided to bring him out? You know what I mean? Remember, and also, what was it? TNA.
Yeah,
TNA.
Yeah.
When Bishop made a ballsy call to bring Jeff Hardy out when he was so dazed. And Sting had to be ashamed for that. And I blame that on Bishop for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because you should know better not to. You're going to risk Sting for doing this kind of stuff. And you're going to do all this stuff. And you're risking a lot of talent. And I'm going to put this on GCW for not thinking about, okay, Sabu is not conditioned to do anything. Sabu is not well to be in that. You could have just said, all right, you don't have to come involved. Just take care of yourself, feel better, and then they'll figure out something new and explain to the fans. Give them refunds. Give them refunds. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, of course. They don't want to do that because they care about the money. They care about anything. I know people want to see Sabu, but at least some wrestlers care that a man should take care of himself. Just rest up, feel better, and live another day.
Or maybe he should have come on in a managerial role with somebody else. You know, you still get to see Sabu. It's just that you're not gonna see him in the ring because of of his health.
I know, but one thing, he can't even walk. He couldn't walk. So I wouldn't. No. I'm sorry to interrupt. No, they said he couldn't barely walk. He couldn't get up in his bed.
That's what I was gonna say. He couldn't even get out from his bed. I mean, why would you get him into the ring if he wasn't able even to lift a finger of his legs to walk? He couldn't get out of his own bed. I mean, in that moment, going with what you're saying, I get the news as a promoter. I get the news. The guy can walk. The guy can get out of his own bed. Okay, so what do? It's either we cancel, put him in a wheelchair, or something. But we have to figure this one out. He wants to be in the ring. The hell he is getting in the ring. He's not. He's fucking not in the ring. If he wants to be here, fine. That's great. But he's not getting in the fucking ring. getting some guy so he can manage, or put him in the first row seat, and the show is dedicated to him because it was his final show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or give refunds to the fans that just say, "Look, I apologize because it's not the call. It's the man's health. Remember, he's 61 years old. Well,
Okay.
they're doing it at 60. So I would. But me personally, I would give people refunds
Yeah.
because it's not fair. It's not fair that we promoted this and we were doing all this for him, and unfortunately, he can't make it because I care about the man. You care about the people. You care about the fans. What do? You give them refunds, give them merch, and that problem's solved. You know, it's going to be in my pocket. It's going to be in my pocket, but at least everybody will know. Okay, it's not my fault. At least I care. You know.
Or at least record a video. Okay, he's not gonna make it. He can't walk. He's not showing up. Okay, perfect. Have some guys over his house, his hotel room, or whatever. Record a video, and we show it. And okay, here it is. He can't make it. Then we either refund you guys, or at least you got him on a video. But there was ways. There were ways. There were ways to pull this one out without having that poor guy kill himself in the ring, which, sometimes people say, and it's just not the wrestling business, it's in everything in life. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? So we also have to understand the thinking of Terry Brunt, which is Sabu's real name, if he wanted to do it. That's one thing we're not taking into consideration. Everybody's blasting towards Joey Janela, but nobody's sitting down and just in case. I'm not blaming Sabu over this, but we don't know what state of mind he was in. If he wanted to go at it, I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate here. I'm not going if or against.
I mean, because that's what I was saying before. That's what I was saying before. I said if the man wanted to go, but I gotta protect him. I said you can't. You're not conditioned to do it. Just rest up, fight another day. Just take care of yourself. That's what I said. But the main thing is just you take care of yourself and live another day. But unfortunately, he didn't live another day, and that paid the price for that.
That's why I said. In this kind of business, in every business, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So it was either, you can go around and swing so many times, and still the results are going to be the same. We don't have him anymore. Who's to blame? The promoters, Sabu himself, the audience, destiny, fate, the heavens, the moon, the sun. It is what it is, unfortunately. And this is the results. Ecuador.
It's super important when you run a wrestling business as a promoter. You got to protect the talent, the guests, everybody. Now, I read the tweets from Joey Janela and also from the owner of GCW, their condolences and stuff, and what Janela said about what happened. That was fucking stupid. He should have not posted it on Twitter. That was a big mistake, and that's what it meant. That's when the controversy started and stuff. And I even read the reports about Sabu took some kind of a drug, which was pretty strong because this man has a history of drugs. I mean, he's been doing it since probably in his during his mid time in ECW. The man has some issues. I mean, over the years, he's been destroying his body. And also, I saw Dark Side of the Ring also last week on about his uncle, and also it was terrible. It was terrible timing. He passed away 2 days before the premiere of that episode. Kind of freaking eerie. But yeah, we all know that if Sabu wanted to do this, I mean, I'm not blaming him either. And also, I don't really want to blame too much on the promoters. I mean, if they did their best to stop him. If they did their best, and guess what? That's on them. I mean, if they told him, hey, you can't do this. I mean, you're not in the right mind to wrestle and stuff. And if he wants to do it, if it was his decision, that it was his decision. It was his wish just to have his last and final match. Probably he knew that this time was coming. Maybe he knew that his days was numbered because he knew that he was in really really bad shape. I did watch it live. I saw the match between him and Janela. He looked really odd. I saw it. I said, "What the hell? What the fuck is going on with Sabu?" And I was looking at him, man. And I know people were making jokes about him. I made a little bit of jokes also. I'm being honest. I was being honest also. I'm being really honest right now in front of the camera. Yeah, I was making jokes about him during that match. I'm like, why is he acting like this? And then I realized, wait a minute. I'm making jokes, but now something's really wrong. And I saw that nasty bump. And that fucking concrete's supposed to be safe. He's supposed to have something protected for this man because this guy is in his 60s. Do they know that this man is not capable to hit the concrete? He's lucky he lived. Lucky. Do you guys remember what happened? We mentioned about AC. I say AC. AEW about Kenny Omega. Do you guys remember what happened to Matt Hardy when he wrestled with Sammy?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that fucking match he had? And he bumped his head on the concrete. He was unconscious for like a couple of seconds. And you know what they did? They resumed the match. Like, what the fuck was that?
Give
it
it
was
to
horrible.
Kudos to Tony Crackhead for
there you go.
for letting the show go on.
I mean,
remember the Moxley and Ray Phoenix?
Yeah.
And they wanted to continue the bump, and they got concussed.
Unbelievable. But, like, Sabu wanted to do this. If he wanted to do it, that's fine. But the thing is that if I was the promoter and he keeps saying that, oh, I want to do it, I will do my best to stop him if he was alive. Because if you really want to care about your talent and also the well-being and the health of these professional wrestlers, these professionals who sacrifice their bodies from head to toe, just stop him. Even if he says, I'm going to do it. No, stop him. Stop her, whoever. Because if you didn't give a fuck about his well-being and you let him wrestle, that means you're a piece of shit. You care about money. And you know who cared about money? That old guy who ran that who used to run the largest promotion in the world. You know what I'm talking about. He didn't give a fuck. Who remembers the most horrific and the most tragic history in professional wrestling back in '99? Owen Hart. Who remembers that shit? What the fuck they did? It was a murder scene. What did they do? They continued the show. And they didn't get no refunds to those people. If that happened with Sabu, that he can't wrestle, I would have canceled the show and told people, listen, we have a replacement. If you guys don't want to see this, if you guys here to see Sabu, I'll give you the refund. Why not? I mean, GCW is not one of the biggest promotions. It's just another independent promotion. They should have done that. But it's important to take care of them, even if they say they're gonna go out. They don't want to turn their fans down. Listen, the fans will care about you. If some of the fans are pissed off, oh, I can't see Sabu. Well, guess what? You don't give a fuck about the wrestler's well-being. You don't give a shit about them. Because just like what Bret Hart said one time in an interview when he left WWF, he said that Vince McMahon was treating all these wrestlers like circus animals. They're not circus animals. They're human beings. Like us, who has families, who has spouses, who has parents who are sick. Like, you give a fuck about what they're doing, but you don't give a fuck about their well-being? That's how, I understand. The wrestling business, it's a funny business. It's a strange business. It's a weird business. It's a fucked up business. There's no sunshines and rainbows, man. There'll be some really fucked up shit. Even if you go to the cleanest wrestling promotion like WWE, there'll be some bad shit going on. And they're still going on right now with that case. So the thing is, man, for Sabu, God rest his soul, we missed this guy, but I wish that he didn't took that match, because if he didn't took that match, he wouldn't have been with us right now. So I hope that Joey Janela and Brett Lawndale and GCW think about this again. And I hope they learned their lesson.
And speaking of lessons, that brings us to our final topic of the night, which involves a leg injury from Zoey Stark which happened last night on the Money in the Bank women's qualifier match. It was, I believe, it was the second match, the second qualifier match. So we got some footage of that, not from the WWE, it's from the crowd. So we're gonna see it and we're gonna talk about it right there. Okay, we're gonna watch this footage one more time, but this time is gonna be seconds before the injury. So here we go. Okay, this happened last night at the women's second qualifier match for the Money in the Bank. From what I understand, Rhea Ripley was going to win it anyway, but Kairi Sane wasn't going to take the pin. It was supposed to be Zoey Stark who was scheduled to take the pin. Now, at first, I didn't get exactly what was going on with Zoey because the camera angle was focused on Kairi Sane. And all of a sudden, I see this person that is landing on the ring floor, and I'm kind of like, "What the hell happened?" She's grabbing her knee, and I thought it was part of it. I thought it was part of the spot. But all of a sudden, I see that the medic gets in, but I don't see the X sign, which of course kind of like, okay, wait a minute, what is happening here? Is this legit or is it an angle? Because when it's legit, you see this. That's when you know that somebody's being injured. But the referee didn't do the X sign. The medic, the doctor just went in and took out Zoey. And later, I see now this footage. And here's what we talked about with Dorian last night. Okay, so here are the two things that I kind of like don't get quite right. First of all, why did Zoey launch herself to do that drop kick if Kairi wasn't in position to take the brunt of the kick? First. Second, why did Kairi took so long to turn around and go for respective spot? To me, it's a problem of communication. Because you could see in the footage that instead of going to the middle of the ring, which I suppose that Kairi was going to take the drop kick, she goes over to check out Rhea. And Zoey is already grabbing the ropes and launching herself And Kyrie, you can see that when she turns around, she sees this human beast missile almost coming down, and she kind of starts to run, it's like saying, "Wow, I missed my spot," and the rest is history. We saw that very awkward landing from Zoey Starks, in which I believe it was the same leg that she injured while she was in NXT, and Michael Cole even said it. There has been no medical updates so far as of this program, but you could tell that when she can't put any weight on her leg. By the way, she can't put any weight on her leg. She can't walk by her own strength. She has to be carried back to the dressing room. You can tell that she's very frustrated, that she's upset, because let's look at it. What has been happening with Zoey Stark? I mean, she came from NXT like $1 million. The first thing they do, they put her with Trish Stratus. Okay, so they kind of like kill her for a while. So later on, she starts doing her thing again, and all of a sudden they pair her with Shayna Baszler. Okay, now we got a tag team. They're doing kind of like so far so good. And then they put them with what was her name? What was her name? The third component.
Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville. They put her with Sonya Deville.
Oh yeah.
Now all of a sudden we're a trio. All of a sudden we're some sort of stable called Pure Fusion Collective, and they start doing the thing of the tag team and blah 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 yada yada. We don't see anything good about them, and all of a sudden Sonya gets released. Okay, they don't renew her contract. Okay, that's fine, good. We're doing the tag team thing again, and all of a sudden Shayna Baszler is out. So what's left? Here comes Zoey, and she's going to have the time of her life. Boom. Now, it would be very unfair to say, oh, it's her fault, it's this one's fault, it's some guy's fault, because shit happens. Okay, this kind of thing happens. You know, we have seen worse things happen on the ring, on other promotions outside of the US. But I don't know. I want to get your opinion on this, guys, because still it fumbles me. Why did Zoey launch herself from the top rope if Kyrie was still away from her? I mean, she was looking at Kyrie. Why did she have to jump? Now, before I get to you guys, my gut feeling is that she thought that Kyrie was going to turn around quick enough to notice that she was launching herself to do the drop kick. Well, it wasn't even a drop kick. It was a kind of Yakuza kick to me, because it wasn't a missile drop kick. Yeah. It was a one-leg drop. It was kind of a flying Yakuza kick. So, miscommunication. She was nervous. Kyrie lost her spot for a while. I don't know. You tell me. Dorian, I start off with you.
No update, number one, about the whole situation with her leg. I think she checked on Rhea. That's about Kyrie. I think the reason she was checking Kyrie because she was getting ready to do the position on trying to do a dive, and I think Zoey was originally going to do that drop kick, that springboard drop kick, because I kind of see her spot there, what she usually going to do. So I think Kyrie kind of miscued, but I think Rhea kind of wasn't ready for that position to try to get ready, so that Kyrie would say, okay, I'm ready to go target on her. So Zoey was too early to do that move, and then Kyrie was a bit late for her part to do. And unfortunately, it had to happen like that. Now, what I am worried about is right now is that it's not the fault that anything happens and all. You know how it is when, like, athletes, you talk about sports, especially they're still young and they're injury prone. You have a lot that they're not sure if they're gonna develop. I'm worried about her knee right now because athletes were too short in the knee injuries, I'm gonna tell you this one in wrestling. For example, I did said it yesterday. Ricky Steamboat's son, Junior. I think his career ended because of knee issue. Ted DiBiase's son, the youngest, Brett DiBiase. He was trying to get to wrestle. He was a referee, so he had to retire because they said you can't. Your knee is too weak to wrestle. And I want to get to this one, basketball. You got Grant Hill. It's one guy that would have been something in the next level of a superstar, but unfortunately, he got banged knees and it cut short on his career. Anthony Penny Hardaway from Orlando Magic. After Shaq left and he went to the Lakers, and then all of a sudden he's supposed to be the number one guy in Orlando. His knee kept messing up. So unfortunately, he was a journeyman and it didn't work out. And that's what I'm concerned about Zoey, because now you're looking at her, the years of banging knees, and then now you got, for example, Tegan Knox. How many times her injury with her ACL and MCL? And Dakota Kai, that's another one too, and she has concussed. Now, all of a sudden, another one is, what's her name now? Cora J?
Let's call it Cora J.
Alyssa Black.
Okay,
The former Cora J is dealing with health. Let me tell you this. For those who don't know, I think she'll come back to WWE. Right now, they just wanted her to explore more time for herself. Hopefully, she gets more healthier and get more experience time in the ring. So maybe down the road, maybe she'll get back into WWE. As of right now, she just needs to adapt more time and try to take care of her health, and that's one thing. And Braun Strowman, that's another one too. So I just said it. He'll come back soon just to kind of get him healthy. If he wants to come back to WWE, cool. They just gotta have to change his contract because he can't perform anymore because he has a messed up leg. I was told. So hope him the best. Hopefully, whatever he wants to do, the best for anybody. Everybody else out there too that was released, and also well wishes for Zoey Stark. And I'm hoping that WWE still gives her another chance with this. So I'm hoping she don't have a short hair career because she had some. And I said it before when I saw her in NXT. I said this girl got something that maybe she could help talent to elevate to levels. And I think she's going to be well deserved. And at the time, I said maybe one time as a women's champion or world champion. But now you got the second belt. I think this woman was meant to go for U.S. and Intercontinental champion to give that a chance. But we'll see down the road when she recovers. Wish her well for Zoey Stark.
And speaking of that, before we go to Ecuador, we have some comments from people all around the world in professional wrestling. We got some tweets from Rhea Ripley. Professional wrestling can be very real and dangerous. Tonight continue to prove that anything can happen. Wishing Zoey Stark a speedy recovery. We also got one from Kairi Sane. I truly hope we get to face each other again when you're ready. Wishing you a smooth recovery. # respect to Zoey Stark. We also got one from Io Sky or Yoshirai, whatever you want to call her. Love Zoey Stark. Nettie Neihart, I love you, Zoey Stark, and I'm keeping you in my prayers.
Recovery.
Bailey also showed up. Zoey, much love and much heart. Thunder Rosa from AEW. Wrestling is a beautiful and dangerous sport. We give our all every time we step in the ring, and we also risk a lot when we do what we love. Zoey Stark, I love you, sister. I hope you recover soon. Casey Navarro also writing, damn, thinking about and sending big prayers for Zoey Stark right now. Brittany Brooks as well, prayers for Zoey Stark. Who else is there? There was some other guys, let's see. Okay, we got Tommy Dreamer from TNA and in ECW Original, prayers and positive vibes for Zoey Stark. I'm the biggest Starbuck. # WWE Raw. By the way, this was all yesterday. Mojo, praying for Zoey Stark. Takes serious risk and physical trauma every time she steps in the ring to make the most of her opportunity to entertain the fans. Hoping she'll be okay soon. And last but not least, we had the Hurricane Sugar Shane Helms, who happens to be an agent now in WWE, no matter how much respect pro wrestling gets. And I really want to quote this one. No matter how much respect pro wrestling gets, it'll never be enough. Every bump causes damage, even if it is on a micro level. So fucking true. And some can be life altering. You betcha. Get well soon, Zoey Stark. We all love you. I want to quote this again, and I'm going to read it one more time, and I'm now going to let Ecuador have his say. No matter how much respect pro wrestling gets, it'll never be enough. Mm-hmm. Every bump causes damage, if even on a micro level. Some can be life-altering. Ecuador. Whoops, sorry.
Oh, you're going to get me out.
Well said for Hurricane. Well said. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that quote. I like that one.
Trying to get me out? No, I'm just kidding. No, but I love that quote from the Hurricane, man. That is very true because like you get these injuries come and go. Takes time. And what I saw, man, was really, really terrible, really horrific. Like, I don't know what really happened. I mean, this is not the first time that Kyrie had a miscommunication in the WWE ring. Do you guys remember that last year at WrestleMania? She did have a miscommunication with the referee, and also with Jade Cargill. I mean, it was a tag match for the women's tag title. She had that problem too with the communication, but it happens. I mean, it happens in the ring. It happens, whatever, But I don't know what was Zoey thinking. And by the way, Hollywood, it was actually a sniper drop kick, not a jacuzzi kick. I just had to check. That's why I was trying to read while Dorian was talking to his about his opinions. But it was really terrible what I saw live, and I don't know what. There's nobody's fault. It happens in the ring. You get hurt. I mean, it happens. But seeing her, man, she wanted just like we talked about the previous topic that Sabu, he wanted to continue wrestling. You wanted to do it. You saw her frustration. She got hurt. She wanted to keep going. Uh-huh. She loved the business, but what matters is your health and your body. If you're fucking hurt, if you broke your arm, you broke your leg, you want to continue. I mean, I've seen a ton of stuff like that over the years in other wrestling promotions. I mean, wrestlers getting hurt and beat up. Like there was this one story in Stardom about this one wrestler who got legitimately beat up in the ring, and she was badly hurt. I mean, because the other wrestler didn't want to drop the title, beat her up so badly, and then some of the other wrestlers restrain her, and she was crying in the ring. She said she wasn't crying because she got hurt. She was crying because she wanted to continue. She wanted to fight. She wanted to keep going. But what matters, man, her face was really fucked up. Broken nose. Her cheekbones was like this big. Like it was fucking nasty, like all beat up. But the thing is, man, like I don't know what Zoey was thinking. Like maybe it wasn't part of the rehearsal. Like if she was gonna launch into a drop kick or whatever it is, and Kyrie, she was in the wrong spot, and also it was a little bit. It was not really close to the target. Like with that drop kick, it wasn't even that. I mean, it was probably like what a couple of inches away. And it didn't.
That's why I said when Zoey launches herself from the third rope, Zoey, Kyrie turns around and she starts like running.
Probably Zoey choked or probably had second thought. Maybe it wasn't in the right position, but she said, you know what, let me do it. I can do it, and it just happened just like that. And it kind of reminds me of this one injury back in WCW. Do you guys remember what happened to Sid Vicious?
Yeah. Wow.
With that nasty, nasty injury.
And Vince Russo.
Well, Vince Russo's fault. Yeah, it was Vince Russo's fault. I'll never forget that. I mean,
the funny thing is that Sid didn't want it. He told him,
yeah,
if I do that leg drop, my leg is gonna split in two. And it said, oh no, nothing's gonna happen. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, and also for the idiot who ran WCW, which is not Bischoff, I mean, it was Russo. He said, oh, it's going to look cool. That's what I heard from Sid Vicious. He said, oh, he told me to do it because it looks cool. Another guy in WCW, I don't know if you know him from the original, I mean, well, not really. He's actually an Italian wrestler, Johnny Stamboli. Mm-hmm. This guy, he did a flying leg drop, not to the ring, from outside the ring, in the canvas, and he broke his ass. He broke his ass cheekbones because what Russo told him to do a flying leg drop outside the fucking ring. If it was a table, I get it. But into the fucking mat, into the fucking concrete, are you fucking serious? Really? I mean, that's why I'm saying the wrestling business is ridiculous. But
it was as Bishop said, it was Crash TV for the sake of Crash TV.
yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, the man did Crash TV on WWE. It went well, and we all know his bullshit. I mean, about the bullshit with Vince McMahon before he went to WCW. But yeah, like seeing that horrific injury from Zoey, man, it looks terrible. While Dorian was talking about his opinions, I was trying to check some updates like after 24 hours about what happened. I mean, after 24 hours of her injury, still no update, nothing, and it looks like she might be out. I mean, for an injury like that, might be half a year, maybe a year. I don't know.
It's going to be a year and a half, man, because the thing is, the knee is going to take, depending on the recovery and all that, it's going to take a while for that.
I mean,
so she's going to have to hold a whole year for that.
Yeah, because
and ring rust too.
Yeah, because we all know that knee injuries is very common to professional wrestlers, and it's really nasty. And also another example, when Dorian mentioned about basketball, about MMA, you remember that this one MMA fighter from Brazil, Anderson Silva. I don't know if you know about this, but he broke his leg. He kicked the wrong part of the leg of his opponent.
Oh yes.
Now that is a nasty example of an injury. Like I don't know if that was a strategy for him to kick him on the wrong bone, because there's some parts of the bone in the leg is really strong, and you can that could resist shin kicks or whatever. But that injury was really graphic and really nasty, just like with Zoey. But I don't know if that was planned or it wasn't planned when Zoey did that drop kick. But hopefully hopefully she knows that she needs to be careful. Once again, as for Kyrie, it's not her fault. But I'm happy that even though people like to talk shit about WWE, at least there was one example they really cared about their talent. If a talent got hurt, they had to pan to the crowd, or I don't know if I was watching it well on Raw. Like I think they panned to the crowd, or they went to commercial.
They went directly to the crowd. They went to Rhea, they went to Kyrie, they went to the commentators. They went everywhere. They just didn't show.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a good thing. I'm glad they did that. I mean, at least they care about their talent. If the talent got really fucking hurt, they have to switch the camera angle somewhere else. But just want to say that hopefully that Zoey recovers really well, and there's nobody's fault what happened to the ring. Shit happens, and seeing that was really, really painful.
Indeed, which of course is also very, very painful to say that this was our last topic for today. So we're closing the show with our last commentaries. I really got to get that written in English, because it's not that I'm lazy, it's just that I don't have time. I'm a one-man gang around here, guys.
In case anybody watching this in English.
Last call, you could call it.
Yeah, you could call it last call, last comments, whatever. Last call's better. Last call's better.
I like last call.
Last call, guys. Last call, guys. And
I feel like I'm in the bar saying last call.
Great. You see how ideas are flowing around here? God.
Yeah, exactly. Now I can see why he takes the floor. That's how he is.
Yeah.
I got a lot to learn to be here.
Myself, I still have a lot to learn. I'm 52 and I'm still learning, my friend. I'm still learning.
You run this, man.
Last commentaries, follows us on social media. You see it right there on the banner. Start out with you, Dorian. Last comments about all our topics.
Just enjoy wrestling. That's pretty much it. No matter what the whole situation involved, the whole thing with both WWE, AEW, TNA, GCW, New Japan, Old Japan, AAA, CMLL, it don't matter. Just enjoy wrestling, because it's us that we love the business. Us, we enjoy the business. Us, we entertain in the business, because that's the thing we see when we were kids. That's our enjoyable and our like a shrine, like our church Bible, So enjoy wrestling. That's all pretty much I could say.
Ecuador, last call.
Just enjoy it. And by the way, for people saying this, wrestling's fake. What happened last night? Was that fake? Never call it fake. These people in the fucking ring dedicated their lives, put their bodies on the line. You could call those punches and kicks not real, but the body slams, throwing themselves over the top row or outside the ring or throwing themselves in tables and stuff, that's not real. I mean, no, that's not fake. That's real. You can't fake that shit. Never
talk to this man with the bumps.
I should know. I should know. I've been in the wrestling ring myself as a manager and as a ringside talent. I took my bumps as well. Yeah. They hurt as hell. And by golly, I ain't never doing that thing ever again.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, señores, proves that not only wrestling is only entertainment, it's also a profession to put your body on the line. Just like becoming a police officer, like, you know, it's even worse in wrestling. You put your body on the line. Professional wrestling, why there's training, why there's choreographed, why there's rehearsals, just to make sure everything's good. Make people get entertained. People died in the ring. People ended their careers in the ring. And what everybody saw last night. Tell all of us, is that fake? What happened to Zoey Stark? Is it fake what we saw to Sid Vicious? Is it fake what happened to
Perro Aguayo Jr.?
Yeah, there you go. Perro Aguayo Jr. Do you
Silver King?
Yeah, Silver King. Also, let's see, Mizawa. Everybody, you want to think about that happened in the fucking ring. Tell me, you people on the camera, tell me if that's fucking fake. You got people right here who's with me who gives evidence that they got hurt.
But Bagwell
too, and among others. Tell us what CM Punk said. Tell us if we're telling lies. Are we lying? No. Watch it. You call it fake? How about this? For these haters and also these non-believers who think that professional wrestling is fake, try yourself. Try yourself and tell us if it fucking hurts. I'm not a wrestler, but I heard stories, and even horror stories from people who got fucking hurt in the ring and ended their career. Also, one great example, Draws. God rest his soul. Tell me if that was fake when he broke his fucking neck. Tell me if that's fucking fake. So enjoy wrestling. Don't call what it is. And just shut up and have fun and watch it. Just like what Eddie Murphy said. Have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
Last comments, last call from our Ringsiders. Communication is so important in general in every sport, even so in wrestling, because you're putting your life in your partner's hand. I'm sorry for Zoey. Saludos, Ringsiders. Gracias. Agustin Rosado, good night. 0 Zensura, and tomorrow the count of 3 with Mami Danny and Mr. Hollywood. Hopefully that's gonna happen. We'll keep you posted on that one. In the meantime, as everybody said, enjoy wrestling. Enjoy the sport as it is. Enjoy what you see. Don't imitate it. Don't try to mimic it. Train yourself to become not only a wrestler, but a better person. And by the way, Kenny Omega, you can kiss my fucking ass. Get fight! Until next Thursday, good night.